Today's match reaction is brought to you by FanTeam, where you can win £100,000 in the second chance fantasy football season game. The links are in our description below and in the live comment section. Go check it out at the end of this stream. Smash that like and share button. Let's go, people. Arsenal with a resolute and an actually impressive 0-0 draw at Anfield in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Granit Xhaka stupidly sent off again in an Arsenal shirt. I'm not going to say costing him the tie because his teammates dragged him out of a hole tonight. Dragged him out of a hole. Most people expected Liverpool to turn the screw. Most people expected Liverpool to run away with the tie at that moment. But you have to say an absolute well done to every single Arsenal player, namely led by one of the youngest players on the pitch in Saka. Absolutely sensational from the young Englishman in this game. He absolutely demonstrated to Xhaka and any other pretender at Arsenal Football Club what it is to play for this team, what it is to play for this historic football club. Now, keep your head at the right moments. Don't throw your toys out the pram. And people followed suit. People followed his lead in the game. And Arsenal, up until the last couple of moments where Minaino kicked over from about 2 yards out, Arsenal had the best chance in the game. They almost nicked it as well. And Liverpool fans must be feeling very sore tonight indeed. Last week was postponed. You got the first leg at home, the opportunity to give yourselves an advantage. You go up against 10 men for the vast majority of the game. And without Mo Salah, this Liverpool team is a little bit flaccid and a little bit impotent. There is no drive. There is no excitement, really. The last 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, including injury time, Liverpool actually tried. Liverpool actually went for it. Liverpool did everything. It looked like Liverpool then started to do everything they could to try and score. But where was the urgency before that? Jurgen Klopp will be fuming with these boys tonight. Massive advantage to Arsenal now as we look forward to next week's game. And what does this mean? What does this mean for the North London derby as well, with Xhaka missing? And what's interesting, I tweeted about Xhaka. And look, on individual, lots of games he'll do well. Lots of games he'll play well. Lots of games he'll do good things. He's a decent midfielder. But it's his decision-making and poor leadership. And I look at Arteta for that. People say, oh, who else has he got to pick from? Terry Partey's not here. Kids, man's had 5 or 6 transfer windows to replace him. And in my view, hasn't seen it as enough of a priority to move him out. Xhaka, when he's playing well, is very good. But these brain fart moments, and you know what, tonight, Granit Xhaka, I don't know what he should be offering to do. He should be offering to clean Saka's car for a month, clean his house, buy him a shit. I don't know. He's got to do something. There has to be a gesture towards Saka and the Arsenal team for keeping them in it, because I thought 2 or 3 goals were going to be conceded after that. They were so good tonight, Arsenal. And on the other hand, Liverpool, if you play like this from an attacking point of view in your next few Premier League games, top 4 race are going to try and drag you into it. Your football club needs to go and buy some players, because without Mo Salah, it's just, I mean, look, Trent tonight, terrible as an example. The midfield, non-existent. Jota, average. Firmino, average. Minamino, legit. One of the worst signings I think Liverpool have made. And they need to invest some more money. They really, really do. Panel coming out really soon. We've got Jess coming on in a moment to have her say. I want to know what you think and feel. Ben White was class. Listen, I think the whole back line of Liverpool. Arsenal said. Let me say this again. When the game first started, I thought Arsenal were a little bit shell shocked. They got caught out a few times. There's a few mistakes at the back, especially when Ramsdale nearly kicked the ball into Jordan Henderson. I know it hit his arm, but it could have hit his body and gone in. From the red card onwards, every single Arsenal player was top class to a man. And the fans should be exceedingly proud of those 10 men. But they were let down tonight by I don't know if he was their captain when the game kicks off. I don't care enough. But Xhaka, they've got to get rid of that man. Do you know what? There's talk about a midfielder this month. Go buy him. I've been talking about Vlahovic, and I think Vlahovic would be amazing. Replacing Xhaka is more important. There's talk of 40-odd million quid for Basuma. Offer 50 million. Pay him what he wants. Bring him in. Xhaka will cost Arsenal another trophy if he keeps playing, or top 4. It will cost Arsenal, and it will be individual moments, getting himself sent off needlessly, making stupid mistakes needlessly that lead to goals being conceded. If there's a more level-headed man in there, Arsenal win tonight. Arsenal beat Liverpool at Anfield if Xhaka isn't such an idiot. And it must be such a bittersweet night for Arsenal fans. It really must. It really, really must. And I want to hear from Liverpool fans. Get your comments in, get your super chats in, get your member chats in. Panel on its way very soon. Jess coming in a few moments' time. Liverpool in the mud, yet another game. They can't score when a team goes down to 10 men. Congratulations to Arsenal for surviving Anfield. Advantage Arsenal. Very proud of those boys. Put their hearts into the game. Xhaka made them work even harder, but they dug deep. Ben White with like heart emoji eyes. Well deserved. YUFC. Arsenal by far the best team in North London. Arsenal was the better team away at Anfield with 10 men. Spurs couldn't even compete. Death taxes Liverpool toothless against 10 men. Bottled it, is what Dan Lawson has got to say here. I did hear a rumor about the North London derby that Arsenal may now only have 12 outfield players available. I saw that on like a Tottenham account thing. So I wonder if Arsenal are going to ask for a postponement. I don't know. I don't even know if that's verified. It's just what I sort of read. Have to blame Klopp, is what Rapstar said. Why is this guy starting a 36-year-old over Ox? Favoritism. Barring Ox, the subs were dumb. Why leave Dumbo Henderson on? He's clueless at times. He's clueless at times tactical-wise, is what Rapstar's got to say here. Listen, I would never call Jurgen Klopp. Again, Klopp made some iffy decisions, as you say. But Liverpool are kind of suffering with a little bit of what Arsenal are suffering with. Your football club, and don't call them FSG anymore, they're Liverpool Football Club, are disrespecting you, the fans. And I know that none of your famous Liverpool fans, I know none of the big Liverpool fans, and I know none of the sort of verified journalists call them out. It doesn't mean you have to follow suit. Look at your bench tonight. You're in the top 5 biggest football clubs in the world. One of the most successful football teams in the world. You're starting Minaino in a semi-final. No one in the team played well tonight. Horrible first game without Salah and Mane. Disappointed at the lack of intensity and quality. Klopp should sort them out. Everybody was poor. As you say, everybody was poor. The back line was getting caught out at times. Trent, he actually played well defensively tonight. Cut out a really good pass that stopped the counter-attack. But attacking-wise tonight, Trent, he looked like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, legit, tonight. Not forever, just tonight. Thought he'd had a lobotomy. Arsenal are the first side to stop Liverpool scoring in a game at Anfield across all competitions this season, and they did it with 10 men. That is huge. Gargantuan. Just like mine and the next caller's foreheads, to be fair. Me and Jess both do have massive foreheads, to be fair. Actually, mine's big because my hair fell out. Hers is natural. You should see where she's looking. I'm only joking. She's got a lovely forehead, a lovely little fod. A lovely fod. Proved LFC are just Salah FC. Do people actually think that? We'll talk about that with the panel a little bit later. Jess is coming on now to have her say on the show. Make sure those like buttons are being smashed. We've got a great panel for you, though. Man Like Mo, Gooner Express, Tom Little, Zain, and of course, the Don Hussam is on the show with us tonight. Time for Jess now to come and give us her say. Tell us what she thought and felt. Let's do it. Welcome back to the terrace, Forehead. How are you?
Hey, don't call me forehead. That's so rude. If I did that to you, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you said that." So yeah, but yeah, I'm doing okay.
I'm only messing. I'm only messing. You look lovely. I'm very sorry. I apologize.
Well, yeah, I'm doing okay. I mean, what?
You make me carry on. Let's go.
Can I just have my say so I can go? Okay, so yeah, I yeah. I am okay, better than I was a couple of maybe like 30 minutes ago. We got through it, and the team was played well. I think considering the situation. Um, but Granit Xhaka needs his ass beat. Like he just does. Like this guy is just, and I understand why some people are like, he shouldn't be isolated against Diego Jota and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, but whenever he's isolated, he makes the wrong decision. Isolated against Bernardo Silva gives away the penalty. Isolated against Jota makes the wrong decision. You don't have to, kick the guy's head off just because you're isolated against him. That's a situation. Like he's just not, he makes the wrong decision almost every single time. And that I get the 5 transfer windows to get rid of him. But also there like needs to be a buyer. And I think it's more about the club. And like when Arteta first came in, he didn't really have that much money. And the last window is really where it became very clear that he should have gotten rid of Xhaka because we had the money. And you could think of it one of two ways. Like, okay, well, we wouldn't have gotten Tomiyasu and Ramsdale had we had gotten the midfielder that we wanted. But still, like, he's definitely going to cost us. He's always costed us. And even though I don't think he's a bad midfielder in terms of how he plays, I just think he makes the wrong decision, like, literally all the time when he gets flustered. And when we're in big moments in big games, he can't help us. And so like, what do we need you here for? Like, you're 29 years old, you're supposed to be a captain or some sort of leadership, part of the leadership group. If you can't, handle Bernardo Silva, or at least make the right decision in a big match, why do we have you here? If you're isolated against Jota in a big match, why do we need you here? Like, we have Sambi and Patino and guys like this to make dumb decisions in big matches. So like, what are you here for? So it's just, he has to go. I think the last window really was the one where it was very clear that he needed to go, and we didn't make the right decision. But then we wouldn't have Ramsdale and Tomiyasu, and that's on the club. Like, they should have just done whatever to make sure we could have gotten anything done. In regards to the performance, like, I just think it was good. Like, it was a good performance. Like, the boys played hard, definitely much better than how we played against Nottingham Forest. And I just think, like, Arsenal fans, we need to think about the game that's right in front of us. We're always looking at the next game as like, that's the more important one. Like, this game was important because that performance will galvanize you in a game against your bitter rivals when you're depleted. If they had not played well or they had gotten slapped and put out the kids or whatever, I don't think you would have gotten this. And so I feel better now going into the North London Derby, seeing that performance than I would have if we had just kind of folded up. And every game matters. And if the North London Derby doesn't go on from here, would you look back at this game and say like, oh, it was a good idea not to play Saka. It was a good idea, to play Patino and Hutchinson and all of this. Like, stop acting like cups aren't important. They are. If we get to the final and we win it, it makes a big difference. And so like, I'm tired of hearing that. Like, this was a huge, huge game and a good result for us. And I'm happy that we did that. And anybody who like knows Louis needs to make sure that the next time that he shows up here, he needs to have on an Arsenal kit. And I also want him to let me know how that 3-0, have that 3-0 taste. You didn't get it, buddy. Now you also have to wear an Arsenal shirt. I'm loving this, so yeah, it's, I'm pissed, but I'm okay.
No, I hear you. And everything you said about Xhaka is right. And look, I tweeted about it and people straight away, oh, who else are you going to pick? I'm actually getting sick and tired of one-dimensional football fans. I understand on any given day, like today, he doesn't have very many options than Xhaka. But when you've been at a club for 5, now going into your 6th transfer window, you have had opportunities to replace him in each of those. Everybody knows when Xhaka's playing well, he's a very good midfielder. But it's moments like tonight where he'll cost you, and it's nearly always at pivotal moments. Just two big games. Man City, I still believe the way he behaved led to that kind of... We gave the penalty away, first of all, and then his behavior after that led to the players just losing their head slightly. It led to a red card. Tonight, just let Jota go through and have a shot. He might not score. Ramsdale's a brilliant goalie, and even if you can... The irony in it is you ended up drawing 0-0. So... if you'd have gone 1-0 down from that, you don't quite know where the score would have gone. But that's because your team dragged him out. Your team dragged him out, but he now misses I believe, the North London derby, and he misses the second leg. And you need Xhaka playing well. It isn't his footballing ability where the problem lies. As you say, it's his decision making. And on Liverpool fans, and I don't know what all Liverpool fans said, I can only speak about the ones we spoke to. All of them were supremely confident of 2-0, 3-0, 4-1 victories tonight. And without Mo Salah, I said it earlier, flaccid, impotent, like nothing in this team moving forward. And they've got Trent and Robertson, two brilliant. One thing that's underestimated in football: movement. The movement of Mane and Salah is every bit as good as their finishing or their dribbling or their touches at times. And it was so static. I know it's harder because the way you guys lined up, but yeah, it was a really poor showing from them tonight. But you have to credit, I think you have to credit Arsenal so much for that performance. You really do.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's definitely was a park the bus and see what happens from there. But I mean, we did have a couple of chances. Like, I do think Saka had a really good chance to score a goal. And, I hear the whole like, oh, well, you parked the bus and got it. But like, you're Liverpool. Like, you had your damn near your strongest team and you guys were confident. So like, even if we parked the bus, you should have still been able to get it done. You had all the possession, all the chances, all the this and that. So I feel like this, like almost like desperation to drag Arsenal into it and say like, well, we were both crap, but like you were crappier. Like, you are the Liverpool. Remember, you're like one of the best teams that's ever played in the Premier League. So there are questions to be asked about what this Liverpool team is without Salah. I think they also miss Mane as well. It's not just him. And Thiago, I think they look a lot different in midfield. Milner is not doing the business. So that's not to say that they're not a good team. They're definitely a good team, but like, don't drag us into it. We're Arsenal. We shouldn't have been anywhere near you guys, and you were crap. And we'll see you at the Emirates. So yeah, we'll see.
I'm not going to ask about the North London derby. We will preview that tomorrow on the Bet Victor show right here on the Football Terrace. But second leg, are you confident now you'll get yourselves to that final?
I think we have a really good chance now, depending on who's available. Like, if Odegaard is there with our crowd behind us, I don't know if you guys could hear, but like, our away fans are insane. Like, I could actually hear them over the Liverpool fans doing whatever they do. So I do think we have a really good chance. I still think it's going to be difficult. But I think us getting a couple of our players back will give us what we need, and we'll see. But I'm a lot more confident now because I thought we'd be at least 2-0 down going into the home leg.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Listen, Jess, really appreciate you coming on and having your say. And I'm sure
apologize about the forehead joke one more time.
I mean, look, I probably shouldn't have said it publicly, but we both do have big foreheads. But listen, it's listen, you take care of yourself. Thank you. Absolutely brilliant analyst as always. We'll speak to you soon, Jess.
Bye.
Take care. Take care. Bye-bye. We're getting the panel out soon. I know they're waiting patiently backstage. I've got super chat to do, but Brandon's coming on next to have his say. I want to pose this question, though, to Liverpool fans. How can Liverpool Football Club watch this performance tonight and contemplate not giving Mo Salah the contract that he wants? How can your football club sit there and do that? How can they sit there and think for one moment that that is a good business decision? I want to hear from you. Brandon on the show next. Then we've got a great panel coming up. Kesh is joining us as well. What you saying, bro?
Ain't karma a bitch, Terry, eh? Ain't karma a bitch. All this false positive coronavirus testing from Liverpool. Ain't it a bitch? Just to get a stronger team out. And they still couldn't beat poor old 10-man Arsenal at home as well. Oh, my days. I'm pleased with that, Terry. I am. Because I've got to admit, I thought we was getting slapped like we do every single time we face Liverpool. But I thought we was very good defensively today. I thought Mikel Arteta actually got it pretty spot on. When we went down to 10 men, and he brought on Rob Holding and he, made a couple of changes. He got it absolutely spot on. And it was a hard-fought 0-0 draw from us today. Of course, Liverpool were missing certain aspects of their game as well. They just don't look the same team without Mane and Salah. But as you said already, let's not take anything away from us. I thought we worked very hard tonight. And it was a complete different performance to what we see against Nottingham Forest. So, Yeah, and with 3 key players missing through COVID injury or whatever, Odegaard, Tomiyasu and ESR. Yeah, very pleased with that, mate. However, we have to talk about the Granit Xhaka situation. I know you're going to ask me about it. How long are Arsenal fans going to keep blaming Granit Xhaka? Because at the end of the day, yeah, we know he's got this in his locker. He has done for years at Arsenal. When are we going to start looking at the person who offered him a new contract when he was flirting with Roma all summer? When are we going to start looking at the guy that picks him week in, week out? Okay, I understand we didn't have the options to not pick him today. But in my opinion, Terry, we're 13 days into the transfer window now. We've let Ainsley Maitland-Niles go. We know we're short in midfield. Why have we not got a midfielder in already? So that we don't have to play Granit Xhaka. Do you know what I mean?
I couldn't agree with you more. And as I said it in Jess's video. I repeat, I'm going to keep probably repeating it tonight. One-dimensional fan thinking. It isn't what sometimes football fans annoy me with. And we're fan media, so caring about what fans think is literally our business. Literally what we do. It's this notion of, well, we can't change it, so why are you upset about it? Well, I'm upset about it because there's been 6 opportunities. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. And when he got sent off, I was fuming. I was sitting there. I was annoyed. It's almost like, I don't know why. It's just, it frustrates me to see these things happen at anybody's football clubs. And people think I'm digging them out and trying to have a go at Arsenal. Well, I'm defending you, and your fans. It's crazy to me. But listen, you know what, mate? Your players tonight, and I thought led by Saka, who I thought was brilliant tonight. And if it weren't for a save from one of the best goalkeepers in the world, you win tonight. You win. And, he was excellent. Lacazette, if you would have got this Lacazette from the beginning, I don't think anybody would want him gone right now. In terms of the overall performance that you're getting from him, he's been very, very good indeed. And defensively, you were just superb tonight. And that, of course, was with an injury early on. No Tomiyasu. It's going to be very intriguing to see what happens going into the North London derby. But Bran, go on, mate.
Man of the match for me, though, Terry, you didn't even mention him. I thought Ben White was excellent tonight. I thought he was brilliant. I thought, pretty much everything that Liverpool threw at us, he was the man to cut the majority of it out. And I thought he was very, very good tonight. Lacazette, I'm not so sure about your analysis of whether we'd want to keep him if he was throwing out performances like he is now. Because at the end of the day, I repeat this time and time again about Lacazette. He is a striker. And since he's been at Arsenal, he's never scored 20 goals in a season.
I do hear that. I do hear you. I just think overall, he actually is putting in performances now. But I do get where you're coming from, brother. Agree. Bran, top man for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. We'll speak again soon. Legend. Thank you. He was dancing backstage as well. I had to get him on. I've got some super chats here that I've got to go through. Rapstar says, my point is he's been trying to get Ox used to playing as a striker for this situation, but goes with Minaino instead of the guy he's actually been trying to play there. It's hilarious to me. Terry, let me know your thoughts and feeling on Jess. We'll be presenting a big show on something like Sky, DAZN, or BT Sports within 2 years. That's my opinion. That Liverpool, and by the way, that's why I have her on the show so much, because hopefully we get a kickback from it. Not money-wise, just she'll come on and bring some viewers and stuff. Always thinking 4D. That Liverpool dude has got to wear an Arsenal kit. Louis will be made to do it, definitely. This is a glimpse into Liverpool's future when Salah leaves. Liverpool subs can hold their head up high tonight, is what Mohammed says. Ben White played unbelievable, 10 out of 10. Proud of every single player on that pitch, minus the one fraud, of course, Xhaka. That's man like the real deal there. He says, week after week, Xhaka is a liability. False positive team crybaby is what Steven says. I find it hilarious that Jones was the only player that looked decent today. I hope Arsenal beat us next week. If Klopp plays that atrocious midfield again, he'll deserve it. And Emmanuel says, Terry, with the midfield crisis we have right now and the North London derby around the corner, do you think giving Wilshere a pay as you play contract should be ideal. I don't think we can sign a player. Honestly, I think Jack Wilshere would be a huge mistake. I don't know. Last time he kicked the ball, it definitely wasn't at this level. I know he was technically, he's probably still got it. I think it could be a really big mistake. Spend some damn money. Go and buy a Basuma. Zachariah is available for £5 million. And I guarantee you he's better than now Jack Wilshere. The moment Klopp sent Chamberlain in, I knew the game will be helped. I knew the game will be played 10-10. Right. Okay, I get you there. Sorry, I didn't read that. I am going to bring the panel out. I'm very sorry to delay it, but Egal is calling in from Dubai to have his say with us. We're going to bring Egal on. Not Egal to have his say here. He's in Dubai. Hey, how's it going, brother?
Sign some players. That's all I got to say. This is getting ridiculous. Terry, we have midfield crisis, absolute madness. We lost to friggin' Nottingham Forest. Now we're friggin' depending on Granit Xhaka week in, week out. We cannot do this. The day Granit Xhaka is gone from this club, we're gonna start celebrating. I'm done defending him. Honestly, I'm done defending him. I constantly defend the guy. I'm out here wearing a Arsenal kit. People are laughing at me. It's actually embarrassing. Like, I'm not even joking. This is dead serious. I got a Real Madrid fan the other day. I was watching the Clasico with them. He's like, "Oh, you're an Arsenal fan." He's like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. And today they're freaking laughing at me, bro. Long story short, I'm proud of the team. They played very, very well, even though we're down to 10 men. Usually we capitulate. I'm very happy we didn't capitulate. But you know what? All I got to say is Edu, Arteta, the board, all you guys, sort this shit out. Sort this out, because it's going to get worse. If we continuously depend on the small depleted squad with the players going to AFCON, you had all summer to sort this out. You knew players were going to AFCON, and you didn't do nothing about it. I'm no longer going to be, you know what? Hey, Mr. Positive. I went into this game, Terry. I wholeheartedly expected us to lose, but we ended up getting the draw. I'm proud of the team. I'm very, very proud of the team. They gave their all. They fought their heart out. Shout out to Aaron Ramsdale. Shout out to Ben White. Shout out to Kieran Tierney. Shout out to Bukayo Saka. Shout out to the whole squad. They worked their asses off. All I gotta say, man.
Mate, I hear you on that. Listen, top man, enjoy the rest of your holiday, and we'll see you when you're back, bro. Look after yourself. Thank you very much indeed. Away joining his birthday week out in Dubai. I've got one panelist too many, but I'm going to fit them in anyway. We're just going to put them all in. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to bring everyone out now to have their say. But before I do that, we are sponsored tonight, as you know, by our friends at Fan Team. Why that's important? It's your last day to register. 1 day to register now. It's free. Once you register, when you click on the link, it will say it's £10 to enter. But when you register, it becomes free. This is my team. I'm going to make some changes to this before this weekend's game. There's a £100,000 prize pool for you to win from. It is the best way to play fantasy football. Game week 22 to the end of the season. It is the second chance season. Look, everybody here in the league table, you can see it just here. Everybody here starts on 0 again. So wherever you are in your league, scrap it. Get yourselves involved right about now. Prize pool, as you can see, of £100,000 with the first place prize being 20 grand. Tax-free money. Get yourself signed up now, people. Up next, the panel's coming out, and Tom Little looks fuming backstage. Everybody, let's do this. I nearly got everybody out. I missed the last 2 clicks. How's it going, people? You all good?
Oh, I'm brilliant, Terry. I'm brilliant.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, Gooners must be. I'll do it this way. It's probably easier, cleaner to keep everyone in like this. I mean, Gooners must be. I want to go to Mr. Hussim straight away. 0-0 at home to 10 men Arsenal. What's your thoughts?
My life is gonna be so difficult. My life is gonna be so difficult now. I might have to deactivate social media. I was one of the loudest mouth people pre-game. I said 4-0, said 5-0. It didn't happen. Listen, today's first of all, congratulations to Arsenal. Obviously, you won the World Cup today. When it comes to us, though, today's loss is on Jurgen Klopp 100%. The lineup, I don't think, showed any bravery with respect to him. The substitutions as well, laughable substitutions, respectfully. I think all the substitutions today are just fucking unbelievable. I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain should have come on earlier. Whether he's good or he's shit means nothing. He stylistically is a different player to both Milner and Henderson. I think the midfield of Fabinho, Milner, and Henderson, we should never see that ever again, ever in our lives. I have no idea how we went from Steven Gerrard to Jordan Henderson. Like, that just pains me deep inside. Today, the performance was just not good enough from the players. The decision making as well from the manager, the substitutions, as I said, and the lineup were not good enough. And the red card, whether you like it or not, helped Arsenal, did not help us, because prior to the red card, there was a bit more of an open game. After that, Arsenal decided to shut up shop, and rightfully so, as you should. I know it just made it a long night for us. So look, I still think we're going to go through. Think next week we go to the Emirates, we win, and we still go through. So I'm going to say, Chelsea Football Club, we're going to see you at Wembley. I'm still confident in my team where we're going to go through anyway.
I hear you on that. Kesh, from an Arsenal point of view, how are you feeling this evening? I mean, you were written off. Most Liverpool fans predicted a big win tonight, and it went the other way, really.
You know what? I saw a lot of my fan base saying this game is done, we got players out, and I didn't know where it's coming from. Like, it's a cup game. Like, this is where the magic happens, and all I expected was a team that could go out there and put on a professional performance, and we saw that today. Barring Xhaka's stupidity, that bozo moment that he will always have in this game, because I don't understand how a human being can do something over and over again and they don't actually realize and fix up. Like, he continues to do it. I don't understand. Like, what's going on in that head of his? Like, is the brain cells missing or something? I don't get it. But you know what? The team had a task to do, went to 10 men down, they stuck at it, kept at it. And barring that Minaino chance that he missed, we created the best chance in that game with Xhaka. If Xhaka just had a better, touch in that occasion, or went for the element of surprise like he did against Manchester City and hit it first time, we would have won that game. I can't fault the team. I cannot fault the team at all. The manager done the right thing when we went to a man down. I know people say, "Oh yeah, you fucking played like Burnley or whatever," but I don't see it like that. You know what I mean? We've done the job. We got a second leg, and you go to the Emirates.
Mate, absolutely, and I think you should all be very, very proud of that second half performance, especially because I felt you were the better team in the second half. Considering you were a man down and at Anfield, I thought you played better. Yeah, Minamino had that in the last 10 minutes. Liverpool showed some out of nowhere urgency and started creating some opportunities, and you stopped them. You stopped them from penetrating. They didn't have a shot in target in the whole game, and no one this season has stopped Liverpool from scoring 81 goals in all comps so far this season. It was tremendous, really. Zain, what are you saying, Zain?
Sorry, bros. Yo, chat, how you doing? Been a minute still, so how you all doing? Do you know what? The reason why I'm laughing, bruv, is this Liverpool fans, bruv. They crack me up. Sam, how hell did you think was before 4-0? We ain't got Salah playing, bruv. I don't know what we were doing. And that fat Harry Potter looking motherfucker, man. That Lou, bruv. I'm making wear that t-shirt, bruv. He deserves that, bruv. Honestly, that fat Harry Potter motherfucker. Trust me, he's been embarrassed. Yeah, I'm hoping to get on the streaming and call him out, because I've been telling you about some of these fans, bruv. And please make him wear that t-shirt, bro, because he deserves it, no matter not to be saying. Anyway, right, let's get on with the game. From time I saw the midfield, I thought we're in trouble because we got two pensioners on there. You know, Milner ain't doing nothing, and I've been saying about Henderson all season, and people are starting to realise slowly now. So I would have preferred to have Ox and Jones playing with Fabinho, but hey. That is what it is. But I'll be honest, between yourselves, I thought we were doing all right at the start. But as soon as they went down to 10 men, I just saw Chelsea vibe, bro. I thought, you know what, this game's dead now, because they're gonna park the bus, lock it up, FC, and that's what they did. And literally, you saw what happened when we were against Chelsea against 10 men. We can't do shit, and we had Salah, Mane, Jota. So if we can't break down 10-man Chelsea, how the hell are we going to break down 10-man Arsenal when they had 3 central defenders? So from my point of view, the game was basically a write-off. So am I surprised? No. But what makes me laugh, though, is this Arsenal fans, bro. Gassing up this Ben White now. He's the next thing now. He's the next Jesus, bro. Like, oh, my days. Please, you're parking the bus, bro. This Ben White, he will get found out next week, bro. He will get found out next week. And then I want to hear the same energy again because you lot were gassing up this Ramsdale kid. Now you're gassing up Ben White. Please, man. So from my point of view, yeah, it's 0-0. We move to the next game. Hopefully they have 11 men because we've got a better chance of winning when there's a bit of space, because clearly today we weren't that good. And I'll be honest, Trent, I'm not going to go too hard on Trent because he's just coming back from COVID. But Robertson, you are shit today, bro. Your crossing, your attacking play was non-existent, bro. How many crosses were barely getting in and getting blocked, cleared off? And the midfield, again, I'm bored of saying it, bro. The midfield, man, come on, man. There was no energy. There was no insightful passes, no moments of magic or any cleverness. The only time we looked half decent was the last 5 minutes in extra time, which is embarrassing. So overall, we move to the next game, and I hope we play better. So that's my opinion on that. And I hope, you know, all these Arsenal fans keep gassing it. You know, karma. But yeah, we'll see next week, bro. That's all I'm going to say. And we're not going to win 5-0 like Hussam says. We'll probably be 2-1. But I think we'll win next week.
Listen, bro, I appreciate everything you said, barring, like, don't be chatting about people's physical appearance, please. Like, hold back on that, please.
My apologies.
So look, I get where you're coming from. I'm gonna go straight to Gooner Express in a minute, and then we're gonna talk about some of the talking points of the game. But Tom, you're sort of sitting there shaking your head. Obviously, I know you're frustrated with Liverpool tonight, but what went wrong? What was it? Was it the fullbacks not creating, lack of movement up front, no central midfield, or mainly a combination of everything? Where does the blame lie today with not being able to beat 10 men at Anfield?
Where do I start? I mean, the thing is with us, having a team going down to 10 men is the biggest false positive for us. It makes no sense. We just lose our heads. We just lose everything. We just decide to act like it's the last 10 minutes of a game. I get that a lot of players, especially the midfield, weren't great today, but I cannot believe that 𝐄𝐄 Minaino stayed on that pitch past half time. That man, there's a reason no one wants them at 7 million. There's a reason that we were the only ones who came in for him at 7 million. That chance at the end is inexcusable on its own. The fact that he had 4 shots that were all off target is inexcusable. I don't know what position he plays. He wants to be a striker, but he never plays on up front. He acts as a left inside forward. Him being useless had jotted out the game for us completely, because Jota had to go out to the right where Jordan Henderson is, and no one gets the ball when Henderson's out there because he pulls rank as captain. So Minamino not only ruined our attack with how crap he was in front of goal and how crap he was holding up the ball, he ruined it by forcing our best striker, our only player who could score half chances, out wide into a position where he can't do it. The midfield was a joke, an absolute joke. I don't get the moment Xhaka got sent off, we should have just went, go for it. He brought on a centre. It was 3 against 1 in the midfield. And there was about 10 minutes where they were still dominating it because the centre-backs would push up. And there was nothing. Jordan Henderson, he leads the press when he hasn't got the legs for it anymore. He tries to do what he done at 25 when he's 32. It doesn't make sense. It's just, Minamino is the biggest one, though, because I don't care if he doesn't play enough. I don't care if he should get more games or the Carabao Cup's competition. There is no excuse for that miss at the end. It's an open goal. Ben White's on the line. You can't use the upper half of his body. Just hit it anywhere but into row J of the cup. And it's 1-0. And it's still not a good performance then. But at least we've got something to hold on to at the Emirates. Because right now, we're going in there with the biggest missed opportunity we've had in a long time.
Tom, you're not going to talk about Henderson, though?
What is there to say about Henderson? He was crap. I'm pointing out Minamino.
You're thinking about Minamino. I thought Henderson was worse than Minamino.
But Henderson has been consistently bad recently, so there's no point in constantly calling him.
But we can't let it go, though. We can't just accept it. Just because he's the captain.
But I completely agree he's been crap recently, but there's no point in me wasting my breath.
You don't say anything about him. I'm the only one saying something about Hendo. No one else is calling him out.
Hold on. Against Leicester, I called him out. There's no point in me wasting my breath over all season I've been calling out. The thing is with Henderson, there's no point in wasting my breath over it because he's never going to get. Nothing will ever happen because he pulls rank. He shouldn't be on the right. He shouldn't be trying to play as a right midfielder that he used to do at 21. But he's trying to do what Harvey Elliott done because he's scared that Harvey Elliott is actually a better right central midfielder for our team than him. So he's trying to be what he isn't.
Can I ask you a question? What was the same energy for Mane? 8 Premier League games in a row, no goals, no assists. And that's the basic I expect, right, from a forward, right? Goals or assists, you know, maybe 1 every 3 games, fair enough. But 8 games, he did not get a goal or assist. I didn't hear no energy from any other Liverpool fan, bro. I was the only one cussing out Mane, and I just want some transparency. Why are you digging out Minaino for what the few chances he gets to play when you've got Mane going 8 games straight? Is Mane undroppable? Is that what you're saying? Because I had no energy for Mane, no amount of energy you give Minaino, bro.
Hold on. Do you think Mane misses that chance in the 90th minute in front of the Kop?
He missed the sitter the last couple of games ago in the Premier League when we should have won. He missed the sitter. He should have put that away, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't as blatant as this one, but Mane has missed chances.
It's just not the same now, is it? A one-on-one with a defender on your back compared to an open goal.
8 Premier League games in a row, no goals and assists.
You hold on to that 8 Premier League games like it was the first time he's done it.
It's facts.
He does
I'm facts, bro.
He does it every
I'm not making this up. This was just literally a few weeks ago, bro.
You've held on to that 8 games like it's do or die, forgetting the previous 10 where he had 8 goals and an assist, which is very good numbers. 8 games is not a suitable judgment. The reason I'm calling out Minamino is because there's people who go on about, he deserves his chance. He deserves his chance. He needs it. And then when it comes to when you need your players to show composure and to show why they deserve a start, he's done nothing today.
Did you forget the game against Leicester, bro? What about Leicester?
Salah missed 3
chances. About that already.
Hold on.
We wouldn't be playing this game, bro, without him scoring that goal.
Yeah.
I'm just calling you out and stuff that don't make sense to me, bro. Like, how many games has he played in the Cup, in the Carabao Cup? He scored at least 4 goals, right? So when he's played 5 or 6 games, he scored 4 goals. So in that competition, which he's only been playing, you can't argue with his contribution. So I just think, just calm it down on Minamino, because unless he's played 8 games straight and he ain't done nothing, then fair enough. Go ahead, go true, bro. Give him
I can't believe.
Make it fair for everyone in the team, bro. Because that's what I do. Any player that ain't performing, I'll give it equally out. But you'll just seem to protect other players and not call it on others, man. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm sorry. I can't believe you're defending Minamino after today. That is one of the worst performances I've seen of the season.
How many goals has he scored in that cup competition? 4.
Oh my God! He scored a brace against Preston. Oh, get him in the team. Look at what he can do.
We're talking about a competition that he plays in, bro, and he's contributed in that competition. He's helped us get to where we got to. Against Leicester, you're calling he's got no composure. What did he do in that 95th minute against Leicester, bro?
Oh my God! He scored a clutch goal for once in 3 years. When we need them to do it in a bigger game, he bottled it. There's no excuse.
So you seem to forget, if he didn't score that goal, we wouldn't be playing Arsenal, bro. It would be Leicester.
And if my aunt had ball, she'd be my uncle, but she doesn't, so she's not. You're holding on to little things here. Minamino's day was a joke. It was a joke. There was nothing good out of that performance, and I can call it out.
Listen, at the end of the day, you're both right. Let me just say this. You're both right. Both of them are not good enough. Now, we have a problem in our fan base, Liverpool fans. We have an issue. The issue is we are a sentimental fan base. So we look at these players and we can't let go. We can't let go. The truth is, Henderson's not good enough anymore. Neither is Minamino good enough. Neither is Mane good enough. Neither is Firmino good enough. This is the time where we need to restart this cycle. This is why we always ask for signings. But then we get told, a lot of people, you see, the problem is with people. People don't understand what quality and depth means. People bring in the depth charts, and if all Liverpool fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. Bring in depth charts and start putting player names next to each other. And look, we have this guy and we have this guy. It's about having quality. Jota is a quality bench player. Tsimikas is a quality bench player. Konate is a quality bench player. There are players who come on, who make an impact, make a difference, which we do not have. And there are starters who are there. Let's call a spade a spade. The reason we did not win today's game is Klopp's favoritism. Simple as. Let's say it as it is. Let's not sit here and lie. Everyone here knows, it's well documented. Kesh and GX speak to me on spaces. A lot of people speak to me. They know I think Klopp is better than Pep, and I will ride out for him, and I love him, but that does not mean you can't constructively criticize. The reason we lost today is Klopp's favoritism. Number one, going with both Henderson and Milner is a massive mistake against fucking Arsenal at home. If you look at the last 4 or 5 games, aggregate score at Anfield is like 25-3. So that decision by itself. Second decision, not bringing Henderson off to begin with. God forbid you substitute our captain off. God forbid we take him off.
Yeah,
who do we take off?
stayed on.
Fabinho. You see the shot that Henderson missed. Fabinho would have probably put in a better shot. Henderson was abysmal today. So was Milner. And Nico Williams substitutions, I did not get it. Bringing on Curtis Jones before Ox, I did not get it. Oxlade-Chamberlain, let's say it as it is. Whether he is shit or he's incredible means nothing. Means nothing. Terry, quick question. I'm going to continue. Is Daniel James fast?
Yes.
Is he a good football player?
No.
Thank you. When it comes to Oxlade-Chamberlain, it does not matter if he's a good football player or not. He can carry the ball forward. He has pace. He can shoot. He can pass. 4 things that the other 2 cannot do. This is why I said we needed to bring him on. Now, I'm not saying this whole game would have been different if we brought on Oxlade-Chamberlain, but it would have been different because he is stylistically a different player. He offers something else. So today, Klopp did not show the enough bravery. The substitutions, every single substitution was wrong. You can still constructively criticize the manager and still call him the best manager in the world. So constructive criticism, today's game is on Klopp, in my opinion.
I don't think Curtis Jones' sub was bad. I think Curtis Jones is actually very good.
Okay, I want to go back to this subject in a minute because there's a few talking points I want everyone, including rivals, to talk about when it comes to the Liverpool squad and then moving forward, and some stuff around Arsenal as well, especially being in the window. I want to speak to Gooner Express though, and Mo, we're going to get your opinions as a complete neutral to all of it in here as well. Gooner Express, I know it's a weird night tonight for someone like you. You saw maybe one of the long-running mistakes from Arteta in terms of his love for Xhaka, the mistake. But then you also saw this new, resolute, strong back line that you've had for the majority of this season that kept Liverpool at Anfield. Like, how are you feeling after that performance? And do you feel like you have an advantage now and should make the final?
Well, look, Arsenal, we always perform in semi-finals, finals, things like this. We're used to it, you know. I've spoken to a lot of Chelsea fans and they'd rather play Liverpool in the final than us. So that speaks levels for itself in terms of what we're like in semi-finals and finals. Whether we are now the favourites, I'm not going to put that tag on us. Liverpool fans would love that because they love to have an inferiority complex. They love to be the underdogs. But we're not going to put the underdog tag on Liverpool. They're still the favourites to go through. They're still the better team. Today, they played a much better starting 11. And I don't think that's been highlighted enough. We started with Cedric. We had to bring on Chambers within the first 10 minutes because Cedric got injured. We had Holding on the pitch. We had Xhaka doing Mortal Kombat, turning into Jorge Masvidal, whatever else, doing stupid things like that. And at the end of the day, we got a decent result. It's not a win. And I see you trying to send that little shot there, Hussam, by saying we're celebrating like we won the World Cup. And I get that some people are over-celebrating a little bit.
Leave me alone, GX. Leave me alone. But I am hurt enough.
You are one of the guys that's going to have to hold smoke because you said 3-4-0. You said that we are your side chick. You said that we're just that little team that you come and put 3 or 4 past and then move on as if it's nothing. And today we proved that we're not that. We're not that, bro.
Don't forget, he said even if Klopp was to play no up top, we'll still win.
Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm saying, Kesh. Yeah, like Arsenal, we constantly get underrated. And look, under Arteta, I understand why. There's been moments where we've been absolutely abysmal, and I've highlighted them as an Arteta outer person, if you want to, say that. But recently, and I have to give the credit where credit's due, recently Arteta has shown a difference. Against Man City, we performed better. We didn't get the result we wanted, or possibly even arguably deserved, but we played better. And as I said, when we lost to Liverpool 4-0, it's not particularly about the actual result. It's more the fact that we just performed so badly and we put no effort in. We didn't have any fight or anything. Today, the players proved that they have the fight. And again, this wasn't the starting 11. If Ødegaard was on that pitch, if Lacazette actually gets to play a bit longer, if certain players get to play this game, like Tomiyasu, for example, I genuinely think we could have won because even though we'd have still gone down to 10 men because Xhaka starts anyway, I think that with a little bit more attacking like prowess again with Ødegaard and with Tomiyasu, we possibly get more chances to score. Again, it was an Alisson save that kept you in the game, and yes, Minamino missed that chance. But I just want to say to Zain as well, I'm not saying you're one of these people, but a lot of people got at Martinelli when he missed a chance not long ago. So you can't be sitting there saying, but Minamino scored 3 goals or whatever it was against Preston. Bro, he missed the chance and you didn't win. And that's the bottom line of it. Minamino will go down in this game for missing the chance and bottling it for Liverpool. And at the end of the day, I have to say my apologies to Ben White because, again, recently that guy's been brilliant. And today he's been brilliant. And Zain, once again, bro, you said that Ben White, it's one game, whatever else. If Van Dijk put the stats that Ben White did today, if he put a performance in like that, we would not hear the end of it. We would not hear the end of it.
You had 3 central defenders, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
We did.
He had 2 men around him.
Yeah,
He's going to look after these.
And guess what, bro?
Oh, my days.
We limited a Liverpool team
Arsenal
at
fans,
Anfield.
bro.
We limited a full-strength Liverpool team. And I'm saying it's full strength because, yes, Salah and Mane aren't there, but they can't play. They're at AFCON, yeah? So it's a full-strength team, bro. You've got Milner, you've got Henderson, you've got, arguably not the greatest of midfielders, but your defence was full strength. You've got Alisson, you've got Fabinho, you've still got Jota, who you all talk about scoring however many goals. So you played a very, very strong team, and you could not beat little old Arsenal, who had to literally sub in 3 or 4 trash players who none of us want at the club, and we got a red card in 20 minutes. So I don't want to hear these excuses. Again, Anfield, another talking point. You lot talk about how it's the 12th man and the atmosphere is the best in the Premier League, whatever else. Well, where was it today? I heard the Arsenal fans more than I did the Liverpool fans. I heard Arsenal fans chanting to Robertson, "You're just a shit Kieran Tierney," more than I heard your fans backing your players. Your stadium today was an embarrassment, and it has been all season. When you don't have Champions League nights, Anfield is silent. And all I heard today, and I'm not even being biased, bro, I've seen so many people talk about this. All I heard was Arsenal chanting. Arsenal chanting. When your team don't score a goal early, your stadium is silent. And I'm just saying this, bro. When you come to the Emirates, we're not like that. We're loud, bro. We're loud.
I mean, it wasn't pretty loud.
At the end of the day,
Lord. What are you talking about, bro? We made you quiet. You come to the Emirates, you stayed after 45 minutes, bro. What are you talking about?
No, that's fine, bro. That's fine. Where were your fans today, bro? It was like looking at a bunch of zombies when they pan the camera on the fans' faces.
So, just on your thing, Gooner.
It's cool. No. We're saying you look. I understand, Zain, that you're quite a big guy to actually be a bit realistic in a sense about Liverpool and who's good and who's not. Yeah. But at the end of the day, today, you were abysmal. Every single player on that Liverpool team has to hold their head in shame. You had, 1 shot, 2 shots on target at most?
No shots, bro. That's how shit we were. We had no shots on target, bro.
You're trash. And the one worrying thing I would have if I was a Liverpool fan, is that Salah and Mane, especially Salah, you can see the difference now. And as Terry spoke about this earlier, you see the difference when Salah's not in that team. And if he does not sign that contract and you do not go and get a good enough replacement, and let's be honest, who's a good enough replacement for Mohamed Salah right now? No one. So if you don't go and do the right thing, you're screwed. You're back to mediocre. You're back.
Can I just do a rebuttal quickly?
Last 10 years, bro.
Can I do a rebuttal now, right? So first of all, that was not our strongest team, bro. I don't know what you've been smoking, bro. Henderson is not a good midfielder. Milner is past there. Do you know what I mean? Trent's just come back from COVID, so he's not going to be 4%. We didn't have Salah or Mane in there. We had Firmino, no goals, so everyone's been cussing for the past 2 years saying he can't score goals. No. Let me say my things first, because my man's been chatting a lot, right? So first of all, we did not have a strong first team like that. So next week, bro, we talked a lot. So I'm waiting for next week, bro.
You didn't have a strong 11.
Hopefully, we're not playing the same dead midfielders. You put your best team on, bro, and see what happens. But that's all I'm going to say. And also about Martinelli, I don't cuss brothers, young boys who are just starting out and not getting any game chance because it's unfair. So if you think I've had to go at your minimum, I don't do your Martinelli. I don't cuss them people because if you're playing 8 games consistently and you miss a sitter, you should be called out. But that's not the case with my player, Minamino. So in the day, the energy you've got is for other fans, bro, because that's not me, bro. I keep it real. If someone deserves it, fair enough. If they don't, they don't. And that's it. So, Kesh, over to you, bro. Say what you want to do.
Zain. He didn't say your overall squad that you came into the season with. He said the players that are available at Liverpool's possession right now, Salah and Mane is not included. they're away on international duty. This is your best squad that's available right now. First team starting 11. That's your best squad. Am I right or wrong? Who else comes out of that team?
I'd agree. I disagree with your
Barring
definition.
Origi, yeah, and Thiago, who's not fit. That's your best starting 11.
If you said that's the strongest squad, a team you can put out at the moment, I would agree. Yeah, fair enough.
That's what I said.
That's exactly what he said.
But again, that doesn't mean it's a good team or not. And that's the thing. You lot are trying to hype the team up and say, "Oh yeah, you got the best player."
You're actually saying it's actually about Salah and Mane, Zain.
No, but wait,
so you guys are saying it's actually about Salah and Mane. This is what you're telling me. You're just saying that your whole club is just based on Salah and Mane. That's your answer now to everything that
I've been. Yeah, so just for you, Mo, I've been clearly saying that. I've been saying that our squad is weak.
But we've got the best first 11.
Once we lose first key players in the first 11, we're an average squad. And I've been calling out for time. That's why I said we're not going to change the league, bro.
You've lost 2 players, bro.
Zain, hold on. Salah and Mane, you just ripped off Mane a week ago on camera. You said he doesn't deserve to be in the club. He should leave. Now you're telling me that without Salah and Mane, so are you Salah? Or
I'm calling out 2 first-team players that we normally play. Salah is key, and I'm hoping that he gets signed the deal. But like I said, it's not about. I keep saying the midfield's the issue, man. You saw it again today. Tell me, Mo. You watch a lot of football.
Okay.
What do you think Liverpool's problems are?
To be honest with you, every Liverpool fan that say Mane is not good enough, maybe yes. If you had Mane today, you would have terrorized this Arsenal defense way more than Minaino. And that's the difference. Maybe you won't score. Having a winger like Mane does not mean he should score 20 goals every season. But him being in that position will have at least two players on him every single time he touches the ball. And that
did you watch him in the Cup of Nations, bro? He won't line up the game like that. I saw that game, bro.
Yeah, I'm not talking about African Cup of Nations. I'm not talking about African Cup of Nations. And I'm not talking about Salah, who has 40% of your goals. And everyone told Liverpool, guys, you guys say it's a system. Every week you guys come here and say it's a system. And now we're seeing that it's a 40% of your goals contribution. Of the 81 goals come from one player. And if you can't replace that player soon, he's gone and you're going to go to the mud. That's number one. It's the same as Messi leaving Barcelona. It's exactly what is going to happen. And the board need to work on it. Come to Mane, this guy being on the field, if you ask any fan in the Premier League, they tell you when we see Mane has the ball, we're just scared. Any team, they're scared to have Mane. It's you guys not seeing because you're expecting at 20 goals from your winger. Not every winger is like Messi. Not every winger is like Cristiano Ronaldo. Not every winger is like Salah. Not every winger is going to give you 20 goals every season. Excuse me?
I thought it was a left forward, bro. Why are we looking at Diaz?
It's
funny how we're looking for a left forward, aren't we? Because again, like we dropped replacing Firmino, the club has realised that Mane is now receding and declining. So hence they're now looking at left forward Diaz.
Fine, he's declining, Zain. But he is still one of your best players in the club. Do not tell me otherwise. That your whole offense from the front.
Why was your squad today not good then, bro? Like if Mane is not a good player, there's 3 main players you're missing. That's Thiago, that's Salah, that's Mane. Yeah, they're the 3 main guys that you're missing, right? So Mane is one of those 3 guys. So you've just said that okay, it looks like a good squad on paper, but it doesn't mean it's a good squad or whatever you said, yeah? Because I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you're missing 3 players. You've just said Mane's trash, so we'll take him out. So what you're saying is, if you don't have Thiago and Salah in your squad, you are trash, and you can't even beat a 10-man Arsenal team. That's basically what you're saying, and that makes sense. I've heard Liverpool fans say that Trent is the best right back in the world. He started. That Robertson's the best left back in the world. He started. That Van Dijk's the best centre back. He started. That Matip would start over every single Arsenal centre back. He started. Alisson, the best goalkeeper. He started. Fabinho's the best DM in the world. He started. So where's excuses? Bobby Firmino.
Do you know what? Hold on. Let me give the fact. You got a Park the Bus FC, bro. And no block, man. No block. You had 3 central defenders, bro. Don't give it like you're all out passing it around and doing things, bro. Park the Bus FC, bro, today. Park the boat, bro. Park the submarine, bro. You named it. You parked it, bro, today, bro. You're car park.
Zay,
we talk about
your
how Arsenal played
comprehension
behind
skills is
your.
out the window. I swear to God, it's like people talk and it just goes through one ears and out the other. I don't understand. At the end of the day, Liverpool's system it requires movement. Yeah, when you see guys like Trent Arnold on the ball looking up to pick a pass, and you got fucking Minaino and Firmino who's not really giving much movement. I was meant to pick up pass to get an assist. That's Trent's bread and butter. He looks for the movement. He puts it on a penny, and you score. But you're here trying to slander the likes of Mane and guys like that. I don't understand. What do you expect? What you think because he had an exceptional season, like 2 seasons ago, and he's scoring goals left, right, and centre, that he's never going to have a blip? Mane
Kesh, what happened in the Chelsea game, bro? Chelsea game. Explain that to me, bro. We had a much stronger team, and we cannot break down a 10-man team.
Zain, I hear you on that. I want Tom to have his say. Tom, what do you want to say?
I get what you're trying to say. I think the whole best right back, best left back thing does fall a bit flat on the fact that we kept a clean sheet, so they've done the job. But the whole point of our attack was so poor today. The build-up play just died so quickly. We had 78% possession. About 70% of that was just sideways, backwards. Oh, maybe no, we'll go backwards to the centre backs. I genuinely think the 3 players with the most touches on our team are Alisson, Van Dijk, and Matip. It was so poor today. There was no movement. There was no actual creativity from anyone. Our best player on that pitch at the minute in form is Jota, and we were forcing him so far out wide that he couldn't get into the game. The amount of times, don't get me wrong, Trent Robertson was poor today. The deliveries were awful. I've never wanted us to get less corners in my life. You hear the stat, Liverpool scored the most goals from set pieces. When? We have about 30 in the game and about 6 of them don't clear the first man. But there's no point in them putting in these crosses if there's no one at the end of them. At times, I remember, I think it was the 65th minute, on attack, Trent had the ball down the right-hand side and he was looking up. And in the box, he's got Minamino being marked by Ben White, James Milner, and I think the other one was Jordan Henderson. They were our 3 most advanced players because they've taken up the positions for our 2 most deadly ones. The whole point of... I also disagree with you massively on the fact that, they parked the bus, it's not a good win. It's a hard thing to do, especially against the Liverpool team at Anfield, where they constantly put pressure on you. It's very easy to buckle and make a mistake, and they didn't. And there, you've got to give credit to them. So just write them off for parking the bus is just so stupid because it's such a hard thing to do. I wish we could do it like we used to do it.
And they created the first chance. Like, they parked the bus, and they created the first dangerous chance. So people telling me, they parked the bus. Fine. But they could have won the game. Terry said it. They could have won the game 1-0.
I would say about Arsenal as well, like, we kind of ridicule them at times for, like, losing their heads, throwing games away, it's not staying resolute. They had to stay resolute and park the bus because if they'd have opened up with 1 less man on the field of play, you'd have torn them apart. I mean, you do sound a little bit like Klopp tonight, where he moans about teams not playing in a way that suits his team. Dom Hussein, I'm going to come to you with a big question in a minute. Actually, I'm going to pose a question now and then do the super chats. I don't understand how FSG and Liverpool can look at tonight's performance and be contemplating not rewarding Mo Salah with a brand new deal. Before that, I want to go to the super chats because people obviously pay to get their comments in. I want to thank them for that. First of all, Robbie Singh here, and another amazing donation from you for the terrace. He says, Zain, mad respect for you, but please at least today don't try to run away by saying park the bus. You are so dependent on Salah and Mane. Take the L today and move on, mate. Respect to Don and Tom for putting your hands up.
Terry, just on that, before you move on, let's see what happens next week. If they got 11 players on the pitch, let's see what happens, because I'll tell you it'll be a different game.
Okay, mate. Why is everyone losing their minds? Liverpool drew 0-0 is a good result. Liverpool just need to attack and score at the Emirates. I would say, Kate, and I'll let everyone else answer in a minute, I think it's more to do with the lack of potency, and it's more about what happens when you go into these next few Premier League games that will concern Liverpool fans. I don't understand why parking the bus sounds so disrespectful. It takes a lot of effort to park the bus. White had a brilliant game. Brighton always play well at Anfield.
Fact.
talking about you here, I think Gooner Express. Mohammed says this guy is capping. Liverpool fans were loud most of the time. Rewatch the game, boy. Boy, you were watching a different game. Do you know the maddest thing is, I think you two are about the same age. He called you boy. That's funny to me. Don't worry, boys. You'll never get a red card. We will never get a red card against Liverpool again. Karen Klopp just complained about it. Did Klopp? He didn't, did he? No, he must be joking.
I beg he didn't.
Do you know what? It would be
hasn't.
funny. It would be
Give me
funny if
strength.
he moaned and said it was a bad red card for us as well. If he said something like that, it would be funny. Stop blaming Minaino. Liverpool will not be here without him. Mane went 8 games without a goal and missed a few sitters. Minamino needs game time. Drop Milner Hender. Is that
Yes,
your burner,
Kane.
bro? Is that your
Yes,
burner
Kane, my
account?
bro.
G?
Yes,
your
no,
burner
facts, bro. Man, know what I'm talking about.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much for that. I want Don Hussein, I want to ask you here. One of the big stories today in the morning, and you wouldn't have known it was a big story if you checked out all the big Liverpool accounts, because none of them were talking about it. But FSG is still refusing, as it stands right now, to give Mo Salah the contract that he wants. Like, how do you, as a Liverpool fan, and everyone else in the panel, how do you feel about this?
Look, I think the Salah contract might be a turning point for a lot of people who still back our owners. I think if it doesn't get dealt with, I think he deserves every single penny. Let's just say it as it is. Without him, we'd probably be 10th in the league. So he deserves every single bit of. For the first time in my life as a Liverpool fan, I'm able to sit here and say we have the best player on earth. Best player on earth requires best player on earth money. Now let me break it down to you. We have a selection of fans called the top Reds in our fan base. They are willing to lick John Henry's balls until the cows come home. This is their specialty in life. They will just back the owners no matter what fucking decision they make. I've already seen them on Twitter saying, oh, no player is bigger than the club, he's irreplaceable, blah, blah, blah. They're already starting it already. So, but there are the people who are in the middle who don't know whether they should support the owners or not, will turn. This is a turning point because Mo is right now, whether no one gives a shit how he performs at AFCON, respectfully to Mo as well, in terms of the best player in the world context, because this is the worst version of Egypt I've seen my whole life. I've watched the Golden Generation. This is the worst Egypt. So when it comes to Mo Salah, he cannot just drag Egypt to an AFCON like it's some sort of like magical situation. He might be able to, but I don't think he has enough quality.
Leave us out of this.
Listen, don't worry about it.
Cast.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So when it comes to him, he deserves every single penny. 300k, 400k, 500k, 600k, 1 million a week. I do not care. He deserves every single penny. We can see he is one of the most creative players in the league, in the world, one of the best goal scorers in the world. He's offering so much, highest assist maker, highest goals in the league at the same time. How can you have highest goals and highest assists at the same time? That's crazy to me. So he deserves it. Now the problem is there are still people in our fan base who back the owners regardless. So as much as you think there might be uproar, there won't be uproar. Because these same people who, when we were saying in the summer, we need signings, are the same people who will come to you, 70 people at once, and go like, Henderson was the captain when we won the league. Do you know football more than Klopp? Go support City. Go support Chelsea. You're not a real Liverpool fan. You probably never survived the Roy Hodgson era. I could go on and on and on with the same regurgitated shit they say over and over and over and over because they're unable to constructively criticize our owner. Yes, they have expanded Anfield. Yes, they have built an incredible structure. Thank you so much. Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much. Here, I'm shaking your hand. Thank you so much. Now it's time to spend money. Alex Ferguson dominated this league by having zero sentiment whatsoever. David Beckham, gone. Roy Keane, gone. Jaap Stam, gone. Keep re-energizing the squad with players. And this season, I've said it 100 times and I will say it again. Come May, if we are not lifting the Premier League or the big ears, this season is a failure. I do not give a fuck if we lost the league by goal difference and we won both the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and we performed incredibly in the Champions League. Give me Premier League or big ears, or this season is a failure. Simple as the standards need to be held. 10 players in their prime and a young, experienced right back who's already been through it. So I'm not giving no one no excuses. come May, we don't lift either of them. I'm questioning FSG. I'm questioning Klopp. I'm questioning players. I'm questioning everyone. So that's all I'm gonna say for now.
You know,
Give him the money. Give him the fucking money,
Sam,
bro.
I'm sorry. Based on what? You cannot compete with only 12 good players or 13 good players. I'm sorry. You can't compete without a big squad. You have not spent the money. I know that what you're saying now, prime players and all this stuff. You don't have a big squad. You and Zain just
that's
said that you
literally
have a
what I just
shit
said.
start. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So how are you expecting a trophy without a good with only? You're telling me now that if Salah gets injured tomorrow or Van Dijk, your season is over. How is a big team thinking like this? Maybe next season, if you spend the money, talk like this. But before that, you can't say that you need to win Champions League
I absolutely
or the Premier
can.
League to have like
I
this.
absolutely can.
How? You don't have the squad.
Because Mo, we have the best overall, best keeper on earth. We have the best right back on earth. We have the best centre back on earth. We have a left back who can argue he is the best on earth. You could say Fabinho is the best DM on earth. And then Mo Salah is simply the best player on earth. Full stop right now.
But you were flat today.
So
without Salah and Man, you were flat.
You are saying, thank you. Kesh said something earlier. Panelists, please learn to listen to what I'm saying. I said we asked for signings. And I still back it. The reason I said I will question FSG and Klopp is because they went into this season. This is why if Klopp complains about fixture congestion, I do not give a fuck. If you have 7 games in 3 days, I don't care. The reason I'm saying what I'm saying is in the summer, the reason is I'm saying what I'm saying. Big up, probably saying. The reason I'm saying what I'm saying is in the summer, we said we need players. So what I'm agreeing with you. But then Klopp and FSG or whoever the fuck makes the decision said, let's go into the season without any signings. So what I'm saying, okay, you want to go into the season without any signings? No problem. You better deliver Premier League or Champions League. You understand what I'm saying now? That's all I'm saying.
Can I add something clear about this Mo Salah, right? From my point of view, knowing how Mo Salah is, he wants to win the FIFA World Best Player of the Year or the Don Ballon, right? And he's not stupid. He knows he needs a good squad, a good team around him to do it. And all right, they're saying that he's asking for 300, 400k, whatever. I slightly think, though, myself, this is my opinion, okay, that he's actually said, I demand a better squad, more players come in. And that's probably what FSG are balking at, because it's not the Mo Salah bit. I think he's asked for, right, we need more players in, and unfortunately, these American cheap bastards, that these American owners, Arsenal got the same problem, Man United got the same problem.
Are you going to talk about how Klopp doesn't want a big squad, though? Isn't he?
See, no, but this is the thing. This is the thing that people get confused about. If you sit there, if you're able to sit Klopp down off the record and ask him, do you want a squad where Minaino is your best backup up top at the minute? Do you think he's going to go, yeah, I see it in him? No, but Jurgen Klopp, he's sitting here now and he's trying to play devil's advocate. He's trying to keep
exactly.
happy.
Is that not a problem? If you're trying to keep the squad happy by ignoring signings that improve your squad and improve your chances of winning trophies, then
would snap their hands up for him.
No, exactly. But this is what I'm saying.
This
is what I'm saying, right? A top manager, and I'm not saying Klopp's not a top manager, but other top managers, examples Conte, examples Mourinho, they demand the money. And I get that Mourinho has been at a Chelsea or whatever else where he's had that money available to him. But look at Conte at Spurs. If he doesn't get the money that he wants, I predict, and I think a lot of people predict, he'll walk. And I'm not saying Klopp needs to walk, but you put pressure on your board. This is why Arsene Wenger gets a lot of stick from Arsenal fans, because he didn't do it a lot either. Arsene Wenger is a big part of why our downfall happened. Klopp will be a part of yours, because Salah's brilliant. One of the best in the world, if not the best right now. But he's 29. You put him on a contract at 300, 400k. He earns the money and he deserves it, but he's 29. So you now need to be looking at replacements. You've got Mane, who you want to get rid of anyway, but it seems like you don't even have a decent backup or someone to replace him. You've got an aging squad, and your young players, let's not sugarcoat it. They're shit. There's like 3 or 4 young players that can sit there and say, I'm good enough to play for Liverpool. The rest aren't good enough. And the fact
do you know what? I'm not taking this, not from an Arsenal fan, bro. Talk
Yes,
about
you
your
have,
own team, bro. Your team is a joke, bro. No, don't even go. You're taking it too far, bro.
Zain,
Be honest. No, be honest about your own joke team, bro, man, before you start talking like.
Brother.
Who gives a fuck about who we support? We're not stooping down to Arsenal level, Zain. Bro.
Exactly, bro.
Zain, this is the football terrace.
Getting second-hand embarrassment.
Okay, can I say my point about Arsenal then, please?
1 second.
No one gives a fuck about Arsenal.
Guys,
I want to cuss Arsenal, bro.
Gentlemen.
You're rattled, bruv.
Guys, just a second. This is the football terrace. It's rivals talking rivals. It's the only channel, the first channel to do it with the originators in this. If you can't handle other fans of other clubs talking about your team, the terrace is never the place for you.
I can handle it, bro. Let me have my chance to talk about Arsenal, bro. That's what I'm going to say.
Talk about us, go for it.
So we're talking about Arsenal, Banner FC, the team that ain't won nothing in Europe, nothing decent, credible. They try to big up the European Cup with this cup, bro. That's like flair tear. That's like the worst of the worst European Cup, bro. They bought it against Chelsea in the UEFA Cup, bro. This team ain't done nothing for years, and the amount of energy noise they're making up, bro. They're not celebrating fourth place for bare time now, bro. 20 years, bro. You lot failed in Europe, bro. Champions League, bro. And you're trying to tell me and educate us about our club, bro. Look how many flops you got. Fucking Arteta. What did he do? What has he done? What has he done? What? He had no targets this season. Let's keep it real, man. At the start of this season, the board said to him, Zain, "You got no targets." What kind of club is that? What kind of standards are you setting? And your dead players you got there, man. You're bigging up Odegaard, some reject from Real Madrid, bro. And you now talking about Xhaka and all this.
Bro, Zain, let me just say though. I mean, all of that can be true. All of that can be true, but how does that make your young players better?
Right. So let me talk about how. Hold on, let me finish what I was going to do, because he's talking about how our clubs are joke, whatever. I'm just coming back with the same facts, bro.
Zain, I'm not going to.
Zain, you're not going to rattle me by saying that, bro. It's not going to work.
I'm not bothered about you, bro.
Gentlemen, we're not going to go off track of the stream so you can just slag off things that we all know are wrong with Arsenal. But he's making legitimate points. Debunk what he said about your young players, please.
Okay, so our young players, the ones that are actually getting some game time, did they not beat Leicester and get into the semi-finals, right? You put the same youngsters, same set of youngsters from Arsenal in the team, they will get slapped up, bro. I remember when our youngsters, our crap youngsters, the ones that you were dissing, 5-5 was it against your first team, bro, in the cup a couple of years ago. So come back at me that, bro, because you can't say nothing, bro, about youngsters, because at least our youngsters fight and do something, man. And they're still quite young. Give him 3 years, come chat about Harvey Elliott. Give him another year, bro. He's gonna be there. Curtis Jones, he's ready now, bro. He's gonna be there now. So come back to me with a squad of Arsenal youngsters and what have they done compared to the same.
Can I talk about? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, 5-5 in a Carling Cup.
To be honest, with every, I'm not here to defend anybody, but to be honest, if your academy produced Trent, and if your academy produced Gomez, who if it was not for injuries, this guy would have been one of the best center backs in the league, to be honest. Curtis Jones, he's a brilliant player. He got injured as well. These guys are proof that the academy from Liverpool can produce world-class players. From Arsenal, I have seen lots of players come and go. Ramsey, Wilshere, all these players. The only player that I see now in Arsenal from the academy that has a great future probably is Xhaka. To be honest, even Martinelli is good, yes, but he's not Saka's level.
From the academy.
Sorry?
Martinelli is not from the academy.
Yeah, he's Brazilian, right? So it's Xhaka. I'm talking about players that come like from 17. You guys bought a player from 17. Messi is not from Barcelona Academy, but they bought him very young. But if you develop a player when he's 16, 17, and you bring him to the first team, I only see one player in Arsenal. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. But to be honest, to sit here and tell me that Liverpool Academy didn't produce something good. They produced one of the best offensive right backs that we have seen in modern era.
You're missing the point.
You're missing the point. I didn't say the academy for say, because yes, Liverpool have produced some decent players. I mean, let's not count Joe Gomez, because you're saying if buts and maybes. If he didn't get injured, he'd be this. If he did, at the end of the day,
He won Champions League.
Joe
bro. He was-
Gomez.
He won Champions League. He was brilliant.
No, that's fine. He won like, bro. The point is here. What I'm saying is okay. The point that I'm making. No. What I'm saying, right? I'm not saying the academy for say, right? First off, Arsenal have Saka. We have Smith Rowe. Martinelli didn't come from the academy, but he has the world class potential. Whether people want to admit it or not, he does. Yeah, he put. He did a great job against 𝐅𝐑𝐄𝐄, who a lot of people call one of the best right backs in the world. So, he has that for him as well. We've got a lot of younger talent as well who are currently coming through, such as Salah, such as Amari Hutchinson, such as Patino. But obviously, if you're not an Arsenal fan, I don't expect you to know too much about them yet. But sooner or later, you will. Balogun's obviously just gone on loan to Middlesbrough. So, yes, we've had a lot of...
What about 𝐄𝐄, bro? You haven't talked about 𝐄𝐄. He's one of the talents, isn't he?
Because he's not a good player. I'm not going to mention dead players, Zain. The thing is, the difference is, Zain, you mentioned Curtis Jones. Now, he's dead. Yeah, he's a dead footballer. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Yeah, that's my opinion. He's a dead footballer. He's not going to be the next Steven Gerrard. He's not going to be what you lot think he is.
It's
He's
his
not on the
opinion,
same.
guys.
He's
It's
not.
alright, it's his opinion. Fine.
He's not on the
Opinion,
same
fine.
level as a Saka or a Foden or Greenwood, for example.
But
He's
no
not on
one
that
says he
level,
is.
right?
Can I just say something?
No, wait a
Don't
second.
say he is.
Wait a second. Right, let me explain my point. My point is that you've got a very aging squad, and if you want to admit it or not, then that's up to you. But Van Dijk is getting on. Salah's getting on, Mane's getting on, Fabinho, Thiago, they're getting on, right? So you need to now replace them, or not replace them yet, but have replacements ready of younger players, and you're not doing it, and you can't tell me you are, because your fan base is complaining that you're not. Arsenal, you asked what Arsenal have done with young players. Well, we've got Ødegaard, who you mentioned, we've got Ben White, we've got Tomiyasu, we've got Tierney, Ramsdale. Basically, we have the youngest average squad in the Premier League, and we're currently 5th. And yes, we have games in hand. I'm not a games in hand merchant, so we're 5th in the league. That's where we are. But we're 5th in the league with who you called a bum of a manager and the youngest squad on average in the Premier League.
You play one game a week, bro. You're not even doing. It's advantage.
Zain, please.
So you're gonna win the league in the next
Hold on, no.
So you're gonna win the league. You're gonna win the league in the next 3-4 years.
My point still stands.
Go ahead, Tom.
Zain, you
Two
contradict
things.
yourself, man. Honestly.
I don't think Curtis Jones is a dead player. I think he's good, but I don't think he's got this potential of Foden and that. But we don't try and hold him to that. The player we try to is Trent. But Zain, you all this time you've been saying Arsenal are on our level, and yet you're getting drawn into arguments with them and trying to argue how our youngsters are better than theirs. And why are you getting drawn into these arguments with them? It makes no sense. If you look at this game as a whole, they have come out better than us. Fair play. But there's no point in us trying to go, oh, I can't believe you're saying that about our youngsters, because we don't have very many good youngsters. I'd say we've got 4. You can tell when a player comes in their first couple of games if they are going to light it up. And we've got 4 youngsters coming through who I think can do. And one of them is Trent. I'd say Trent, Jones, Harvey Elliott and Kai Gordon. They're the 4. And I haven't really seen enough of anyone else recently. I think Conor Bradley's all right. I don't think he's all that, though. It's just stupid to try and compare their academy now to ours, because they've got 2 players in their team at the minute in Saka and Smith Rowe, who were their 2 biggest key players. It's just, why are you getting drawn into this argument with them? Because we can't win it. We've only got 1 at the minute. And you say he's not even a good defender. So there's no point in getting drawn into the argument.
No, do you know what? Just on this, right? I mean, you're saying that these guys are good, right? So that shows how low Arsenal standards have dropped now, that they're expecting kids where the numbers are not that great to do what they're doing. But it's fine. Let them gas up the team. Whoa,
I
can't believe I've just heard you.
Wait a second. You just said the numbers aren't
One
that
second,
good.
guys. Zain.
What is that? The numbers aren't good.
Shush, Zain. Shush. Humble yourself, my guy. Humble yourself.
To you.
Your squad should be winning this league. You were saying at the beginning of the season. Your fans were saying your squad is good enough to win the league. And you know what? It just goes to show when Salah and Mane are not there, down to the bare bones, you can't even beat the Arsenal side with down to 10 men in your own yard, and you're coming on here speaking a lot of shit. Zain, honestly, humble yourself.
What are you saying about
yourself, because when it comes down to
humble yourself about Forest, bro.
When it comes down to it, Liverpool have missed their opportunity. Their window of winning major honors and everything is done, and you know it. It's coming to an end. You know that Arsenal are going to rebuild. We should not be nowhere near each other. At the end of the day, you guys just came off the Champions League and the league. We should not be nowhere near each other. So when you're comparing yourself to Arsenal, you're lowering yourself to our level.
Egal, how much have you spent
And
this summer?
it just goes to show how much progress we've gotten.
How much have you spent this summer, Egal?
Guys, listen, sorry to interject. We're coming towards the end of the show here. Stephen with the super chat says, Terry, respect your show and never miss a day, but Zain laughing whilst others are giving their opinion is disrespectful. I would never watch again. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Personally, I didn't hear him laugh, but I kind of, with all due respect, Zain has definitely said some things that we've called him out on in the past, but sometimes I think we've had thousands of people, well, not thousands, hundreds on here have laughed at people's opinions before when they say things. I don't always think it's meant in a disrespectful way. Sometimes people think opinions are mad, but I appreciate your feedback, Stephen, and sorry that you feel that way, my friend, but thank you for the super chat and watching the I certainly laugh at things cool to say sometimes. I can't, and if you've watched that many shows, you've seen me do it. I think everybody here is old enough and strong enough to handle it. Yeah, of course, Kesh.
Listen, Zain, you not long ago, like about 20 minutes ago, were saying Liverpool need to get rid of the likes of Mane and everything. But then you totally missed what Gooner Express is trying to tell you, like I explained. Liverpool, the standards that you've set yourself at, and to have the likes of Mane and Salah now gone to a international tournament, and you having to depend on the likes of Curtis Jones coming on, RV earlier in the season because you're not making signings that you should be making. That's the whole point he's trying to make. You've got to get your act together, and FSG is not doing it. That's the whole point Gooner Express was trying to put across. He's not totally.
I hear that.
So why are you going against him then if you hear it then?
No, because again, people seem to forget. When I said at the start, we're not going to win the league, we're not in the title. What do you think that's based on? What you've just come out with? Clearly, we've not strengthened in the summer. Clearly, we've not replaced Ronaldo. Clearly, we're over-reliant on certain key players. So, at what point am I a fake fan or delusional for thinking we're going to have a realistic chance when you guys are called at the same stuff?
Zain, no one's saying you're delusional or unrealistic. The point he's making, you've said that the squad ain't good enough.
Exactly.
Hang on. And what Gooner Express is saying is that a lot of your better players that maybe now past their best, and the youngsters aren't good enough. You're also saying the youngsters aren't good enough because if they were, they would be coming in to replace the older players that you say are past it.
I hear what you're saying, and like I said, I agree with most of the thing, but I think for me, really, right, it's the cheek and the nerve, as Tom called it, that I shouldn't allow an Arsenal fans to say that, where I believe it, and I think that's what it is, bro. It's the disrespect that an Arsenal fan can say that to me.
Yeah, but it's not a disrespect. It's not a disrespect. When it comes to hang on, my brother supports Leyton Orient, and look, you guys might all have a different view on how good my football knowledge is or is not. The viewers may have an opinion. What I say about my big brother, he knows 1,000 times more about football than I do from a tactical standpoint. He was a very good player himself, played at a good level. And like, if he was able to sit in front of a camera and articulate himself well, he'd destroy me, right? He just would. In every debate, he kills me. But he supports Leyton Orient. So because he supports Leyton Orient, is he not allowed to have a good football opinion? Like, ironically, think about if you took your logic, that logic that fans have, into the actual game. What did Jurgen Klopp do as a player?
Nothing.
But yet, by the way, just like Wenger did nothing as a player, Jose did nothing as a player, and to a degree, he did well in Scotland, but Fergie wasn't known as a world-renowned player, but they were still able to become great managers. Yes, they had a football pedigree, but they're able to do it. Just because you support Arsenal doesn't mean you can't have a solid opinion about a team that's better than his current club. I just don't, honestly, it's one thing in football fandom that bothers me, that you can't say things about somebody else's club because look at yourself. It don't work. The only time that makes sense is if Arsenal have got the same problem as you and Gooner Express ignores it, but then slams your problem. That's the only time I think you can say.
I'll be honest, Terry. I don't know. I don't watch Gooner Express in his opinion, but I would say because they've got American owners, they've got similar issues to us, whereby the structure and the investment is not as good as it should be, or at the right time.
I think Arsenal fans would agree with that.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that they can't. When we're talking about Liverpool, they can't say anything. That for me is just.
I just think have the same energy for your own club, right? And it's fair enough, right?
Let me just say this.
Go on.
1 second. Let me just say this, guys. Earlier today, we found out about the whole Salah thing. Let's be honest. FSG are known for dropping the ball when they have opportunity to win numerous titles back to back. They've done it in other sports, and they're going to continue to do it with Liverpool. And you know what? No one here is slandering Liverpool. The fact of the matter is, once Mo Salah leaves, Klopp is probably going to end up leaving, and you're going to be back in a rebuild. You're going to be in a similar situation as us. And right now, you're just biding your time, trying to hold on to what you have. I don't see you guys freshening up your squad at all, and it doesn't look like you're going to go back to winning league titles as long as Man City are strengthening, Chelsea are strengthening, and you guys are stagnating in the same place. So humble yourself.
No, actually, I won't, because from my point of view, I think Pep Linders will probably take over from Klopp, and you never know, we might get another situation like we had with Shankly Paisley. So that's my optimism.
Maybe that could happen. A super chat here says, I feel sorry for Tom. He is a rare Liverpool fan that has a brain. Zain is what I picture when I think of Liverpool fans, deluded and loud. Listen, everybody that has tuned into the show tonight, you know how much I appreciate it. Everyone who's commented, hit the like button, subscribed. My panel, of course, Dom Hussein is gone, but Kesh, Zain, Gooner Express, Mo, Egal, who popped in while he's on holiday as well, a man like Tom. Thank you all very much. And of course, Jess and Brandon that called into the show earlier on today as well. We're back tomorrow. Some transfer news in the morning. Of course, I'm sure there's been some. I'll have to do some research now. The Bet Victor Top 6 show is on a Friday tomorrow, where we're previewing Chelsea, Man City. And of course, the North, I stayed away from talking North London derby because we're doing that tomorrow. So listen, isn't it just under 3,000 if you're still watching? 6 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you are back here for the Top 6 show, powered by Bet Victor. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and make sure you're signing up to the Fan Team £100,000 prize pool giveaway for the Second Chance season. The links are in the description below now. You've got about 24 hours to get your team made or forever hold your peace. And before we go, so another super chat just come in that says, Mane and Robertson, I think you mean, and Minaino ain't doing much at the moment. With Salah out, Liverpool don't perform. If Salah leaves Liverpool will struggle to challenge for the league. Listen, thank you all. Take care. Goodbye.